are Tyrians. We are many races, several professions. We practice the arts of combat as well as healing. We have foes, and we fight them without mercy. And it's time for us to claim back what is ours. It's time for us to claim bacteria from the terror of the elder dragons. We can't go on living our lives in fear. We have to fight. We have to make a stand. This is our story.
Hello, everyone. I guess I should. It's me, lagywn. And welcome to Chronicles of Tyria podcast, episode number 51. Chronicle 52. I lied. 52. Chronicles of Tyria podcast, Guild Wars podcast for fans by fans. Sorry, I just spilled coffee everywhere because I was laughing too hard. But yes, on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the patch that came out on Tuesday. Not too much into that because we want to focus more on what it's been like for us in this year's time span and what it's like to host a podcast for a year, things like that. So, welcome, Kaysee and Naveen.
Hello!
I need freaking necklace or something.
Aw, she's throwing confetti around. And I have nothing to throw but junk that's on my desk. Ah!
This is technically now junk. It's like having my keyboard and everything.
Want some staples?
I don't know, that might be dangerous.
Woo! Staple
there you
party.
Go. Yeah. Now I gotta be careful not to hurt myself. Where's my vacuum?
Yeah.
Oh, here I have socks. I can use the socks to wipe up the coffee that I spilled everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's all I got. It's resourcefulness right there.
It's like a man to do that. Like, it soaks up. I'll just use my clothes.
To be fair, they are, pinky prints. So I feel bad doing that. But...
are those your wife's socks?
No, they're my socks.
Oh.
Why you assume that? No.
I don't know.
Gender assumptions, I tell you.
Oh man, I just... Yes. I'm kidding.
Anyway, yes, they're saying that you need a hat, Naveen, in the chat.
I'm sorry I can't reply in the chat because Twitch is being difficult.
Yeah, I'm the only one, FYI, guys. I think I just screwed up my picture by switching. Yeah, I did. Anyway, I'm the only one who can talk right now in the Twitch chat, so you'll have to answer to me, and I'll have to speak for everybody else until things get fixed.
I can read, though. I can read it. I just can't type.
I can't even read it. So people can bitch about me in Twitch TV chat, and I'll be like, la 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 la.
Sweetie, if you can hear me, bring me your gaming hat.
Naveen, Alacardalina in the chat says clear your cookies from your internet. That might allow you, both of you, to get in.
In my time, when I cleared my cookies, had to open my pantry, but now gotta go in options, and I don't know how to do that. Oh, wait.
Aaron, go help your wife.
Come down here, Asian boy.
She doesn't know how the internet works. Alright. So.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Security. Advanced.
Anyway, guys, let's hold on that.
PCs.
I'll move into what's going on in the show. Alright, so question of the week for last week was, what do you think we should do for our 1 year anniversary show? And as you can tell, we didn't get a ton of feedback, so that involved me going, I have a Mario hat over there I'm gonna go grab that. She's like, I have a tiara, and Naveen's like, I don't have anything. Until her husband miraculously shows up with a hat and saves the day.
Where's your gaming hat?
But we did receive two. One was from Marnik, and he said, obviously make a cake and blow out a candle. That was a good idea. We didn't do that, though.
I was gonna make cupcakes and like have a little cupcake with a little candle in it and blow it out, but I don't know. Yesterday,
So,
couldn't manage it
sweetie,
yesterday.
some people want to see you.
Whoa!
Because, you know,
Somebody
Naveen's...
is holding down the key. Something
What
in.
key?
Somebody was holding down a key in the Google Docs because it just had a bunch of slashes showed up from nowhere.
That's not me.
Okay. Anyway. So, the second answer we received
I don't know
was
how to clear
from... The name is spelled Xoiea. So, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Let's go with that. Who said, send out an invite to any of the Guild Wars 2 community managers or employees and have them as a guest. It's a year anniversary. They should be proud to have you guys. I repeat, it's their honor to have you guys to stay strong this long.
Well...
I agree with you,
I do. Me too.
but a little late for that. So, for that...
What do you mean, a little late? We can always do that. It's not a little late. I don't even have a hat.
Well, it's a little late to invite ArenaNet to our anniversary show right now.
I can arrange that. Just not
Right
for
now.
tonight.
Well, see, that's not... That's what it's a little late for that, see, for tonight. That was the point.
Dang. Can
All
it be
right, so
someone from
anyway-
Massively?
You both win. So that's double question of the week answers for this week. Feeling generous. Now, where did I hide the spinner on my desktop to see how much you win?
I still haven't found the cookies yet.
I'm
In your history, are you using Chrome?
No. Mozilla
What are
Firefox.
you using?
Firefox. In my time, we used the fox around the earth to clear the cookies. Still, I don't know how to do that.
Try and find your history. It should be in your history.
This internet thing is so complicated.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out the spinner. I think I accidentally deleted the right file, so now I have to get it to work.
Oh my god, guys, you know what this means?
What?
What?
I'm not having technical difficulties this month. I'm having difficulty talking, but I'm not having technical difficulties this
Whoa.
time, and you two are.
Oh, no, found it.
That's crazy. For a moment,
Right.
though. Wait.
Jackson says it's under Options, Privacy, and then Delete Cookies.
I don't have a delete cookie button. I only have a clear history.
Naveen, can you
Remove individual cookies.
toss it to me?
Remove
when
all
you-
cookies. I'll toss it to you, Lagywn. Toss a cookie. Whee!
I love a cookie right now. Oh.
Me too.
Alright, so, for those of you that won, let's see what you won. Or how much gold, I should say. So that's 4 gold coming out of
Nice.
Flag's pocket.
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have landed on 5.
Could have landed on 5. Very good. So, thank you for your question of the week submittals. We appreciate it. Next, we're going to move on to shout-outs. And I think everybody has some shout-outs, except maybe Naveen. I don't know.
Really? Do I have shoutouts? I can make
I don't-
up one.
Uh,
I don't know.
well,
I have
what I was
shout-outs?
going
I
to
can
say
make up
is
one.
to start,
I don't
if
know.
you're listening to us on iTunes and you'd like to watch us live, please tune in to Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Chronicles of Tyria. Hopefully they won't have as much issues as last time and everybody will get in just fine. Yeah. So, Kaysee, you have a shout out.
Yes. I have a shout out, like a legitimate shout out that I had before the show started. So, yes, my shout out is to Amy. which is actually a member of the guild, but it was my birthday, like, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks ago, and she sent me a message, and it had pictures of a card that she had made for me.
Aww.
And the card had like a little cat, because everyone knows I love cats, and a cat, she'd like made it pop out, and the cat was playing with yarn. It was so cute and sparkly, and inside she wrote "Happy Birthday, Kaysee."
Aww.
It was just so lovely. So she said it was just pictures, but she's going to send it to me when I give her my address. So thank you so much. It was really lovely to receive a happy birthday from the community. It was amazing. Thank you.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have a hat. I found a
Yeah.
hat. It says Happy Holidays, but it's from ArenaNet, so it counts.
Oh, was that your Christmas card?
Yeah, from ArenaNet.
I'm so resentful about that. Mine never turned up.
I'll kick them.
Yeah, just to clarify, it's I believe it's
Oh, there
not
we go.
Amy, because it's pronounced different.
Huh?
Amy?
Yeah.
Amy.
Oh, I always said Amy.
Amy.
I
So
thought.
did I, but then I heard other people pronounce it.
Yeah, I thought they were
Well,
wrong.
Amy. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Priest Tully in the chat says Naveen, it's French.
There's no accent on the E, so no, it isn't.
Ooh.
One of them has an accent. It's the A-I-M-E with an accent and then the E-E.
Yeah, exactly. But, anyways.
All right. Well, I have a couple shout-outs. They were on our YouTube video from last week, so last week's show. Pirate commented and said, lag CSI Divinity's Reach. I would watch that. In reference to me saying that everybody else can go fight the Elder Dragons and I'll stay with Marjorie Delacqua and we'll solve all of the crime in Tyria.
Marjorie Delacqua. Who wants to know?
To pick a Who song that'll play for the beginning of our show. That might happen. I might make that video. Even though it wouldn't really fit the opening for a CSI, I really think Pinball Wizard would be a good one to use. But maybe that's just me.
I want to see that.
Also, on the same video, Alana Moore or Kyra River Song. She actually just liked our Facebook page. I know that because it blew up my phone the other day. But she said, "Lols, I like the part about what's lag eating. We used to have this guildie that would eat every time he was on vent, and it was and at first it was kind of gross, but then it became a game to guess what he was eating. So that part made me chuckle. Love you guys. You always make me laugh. Keep up the good work." And Kaysee, I agree with Dragon Ball, and I thought I was the only one who didn't like it, and I'm a PvPer.
And she's a PvPer?
Yeah.
I'm not alone.
So that's my shout-outs for this week. Naveen, how about you?
A shout out to my husband because he bought me a Nostromos to play. What? What? Look at this shiny toy! It's a Nostromos! Yep.
So now we're Nostromos buddies, aren't we, Naveen?
Yeah. We'll make Nostromos babies.
I'm going to stick with my coffee-covered keyboard here.
At least everything shines. I don't know if I can get this high enough. Everything shines.
Yes. Oh, look.
Everybody, you gotta love Razer, man.
I have a Razer mouse. Look. It's green.
I wish they were paying us to do this.
Also,
I know,
Razer,
right?
Razer took over the creation of the Stromo, and they made Orb Weaver, which is the updated version of Stromo now. Razer's awesome.
Just call Razer and say, "Hey, guys, we do this amazing podcast that you could affiliate with."
Love Razer. I'm wearing your headphones. I got your Black Widow keyboard right here. Naga mouse. Just saying. Yes, coffee makes my keyboard go faster. I don't know if you guys know that. That's actually
Really? Is that a thing?
yeah, that's a
See?
thing.
I'll even wear a Razer sticker on my face if they want me to. There we go.
The tats, Naveen. The
Yeah.
tats.
Huh?
Sponsors would be good, though. I wouldn't mind having some sponsors. Like Loot Crate would be an awesome sponsor. Just to kind of go off topic, because it's our rep. It's, going back to the first episode where we went off topic all the time anyway.
Yeah.
And funny story, I just re-listened to our first episode just yesterday and today, and even on episode 1, I was still trying to reel back into the topic because we were getting off topic from episode 1. So, but
That's
yeah.
crazy.
LootCrate.com if you have a gamer friend or significant other and you want to get them an awesome gift. Loot Crate.
Helmet?
Oh my god.
No, I'm wearing a Razor sticker. I don't want your bike helmet.
Could be your bike.
Jesus Christ. There you go. It doesn't fit with a headset, though.
I'm trying to find my hat.
Where's your gaming hat?
I don't know. Did you pack it away somewhere? Or?
There are no boxes anywhere.
Whoa.
A quiver?
I want to. Oh, now I'm wearing a quiver. Okay. I don't know how to wear it though.
Other way.
How do you wear a quiver?
I don't know. Whatever.
Show your face.
No, not until I find you.
You got some fans. Show your face.
I don't know what happened, but I'm still here.
Is this
so.
a podcast about Guild Wars 2?
What?
Oh, I don't know. I meant like all of my windows just decided that they were going to
I
close.
can't find my fur hat either.
So.
That'd be nice for you. If I found
Fur hat is stuck away with the winter clothes.
Where's that?
I'm not telling you where that is.
Okay, fine. I'll freeze to death this winter.
Domestic breaks out live on a podcast.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'll take one last look.
Yeah, you do that.
Oh, lovely. Okay, Guild Wars 2. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right?
Just to go off topic, let's talk about Guild Wars 2.
Yeah. So anyway, if you like our merchandise, like
Husband aggro.
sweet COT mugs,
Yeah. Oh, it's
go to
important.
cafepress.com/COT trading post.
Yep.
Just a heads up, next week's drawing with Joel will actually be delayed a day, I believe. It'll be coming out on Tuesday as opposed to the normal Monday. But it's still coming out. And also sorry for the mix-up with the Lorecast
I'm not
last
sorry.
week. Where we had the Lorecast come out before the Lore Bite, but everything came out. So
Nobody
it's all good.
noticed.
Yeah. So, alright. Let's keep going. Where are we at? Alright, so let's talk the patch. What'd you guys think?
Oh,
Oh.
still
Alright.
not steampunk.
Well, it
No.
might not be steampunk, but it's actually the Aether Blade uniform, so you can get away with that.
There's one crazy stuff that came out that I absolutely adore, and that is the gifting option now. That you
Yeah.
can actually gift items from the trading post to someone else, which is like, yay! Because if it's someone's birthday, I can send them something.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, happy belated birthday, Kaysee. I might send you something. Do you need something off the trading post?
No. I got all the money off my husband for my birthday.
Oh!
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know I haven't experienced too much of it just because I haven't had a chance to play a lot of it. I did the dungeon, which I won't spoil anything for everybody. I wasn't. It was good. It was difficult.
I think
At
it's
least-
because you were tired.
I was also
Yeah.
playing on a laptop with no mouse. I was using my touchpad. So that might have made it more difficult.
What?
Yeah.
You crazy? Oh my
I
goodness.
PvP like that at work sometimes. Not anymore, but we'll get into that later.
Mhm.
So I played around with some of the stuff in the gem store. I like some of the armor that's there. I like pieces of the armor. I don't like the armor sets as a whole,
Mhm.
but I like pieces of the armor, so that's cool. what else have you guys experienced? Because like I said, I haven't really played too much, so I don't know what else is going on.
I
Well,
absolutely love the dungeon. I have to say that. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. I love the laser bits. No matter what anyone says, I love the laser bits. That's my favorite part of the dungeon.
dancers. Okay, holographic
Oh!
dancers.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is my favorite part.
Kaysee was just like, "Where's the pole?"
I just thought it was so cool. Like, it was just awesome. And I have to admit, like, at one point during the dungeon, we were on raid call together, and I'm just sitting there looking at it, and everyone has gone off, and Naveen's like, "Come on, Kaysee, come on." I'm like,
Stop making
I
out
just
with the
realized that
dancers.
yeah. And I was like, I just realized that my mouth was hanging open as well when I was watching the dancers. It's the music and the flashy lights, they mesmerize me.
Yeah, but
So I
it's
thought it was awesome.
oh yeah, because there's a little music, playing in the background too, and it's sort of like I don't know, it's the kind of music you would find in
Strip club. No.
No.
Sultry dens, like the
Yes.
old dens, like
Yeah.
where there's smoke haze and
Yep.
the young women, hostess bars that they have in Japan and stuff like that.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, anyways.
Oh my gosh, you do that so well.
Custom arena time tickets and things are out. I have one for Chronicles of Tyria. I haven't activated it yet, but we have one. I was waiting till I had some more. Well, till I found a build that I like, because we'll talk about that later. How about the jumping puzzles? Have either of you done the jumping puzzle?
It's
Is
not
that
out
even?
yet.
It's not out yet. You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I have.
Everyone tells me, everyone looks at that pipe and they're like, ooh, a steam pipe. I'm like, no, it's a water slide. We've been over this, everyone. It is a water slide.
Yeah.
If it is not a water slide, I would be very disappointed.
Last chance to get your coffers out of. If you want to buy any rich dragon coffers.
Kaysee, I think you should shout out to Brahms. She doesn't know.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about that, but I was like, oh, but I'll choose a better time. But you're right. So I have been farming those coffers like on one of my low-level characters, running around, spending like hours at a time, jumping from place to place to farm coffers and farm the holographic things. And I have been going crazy for it because I want the stuff. I really want the stuff. So I went crazy, and then like I started realizing, like, after opening so many coffers, and I refused to buy them because I'm trying to save up for my golden title. Just so many coffers, I just went, you know what? I'm not gonna get it, and I became bitter. Every time I saw someone with a jade weapon, I became this bitter old lady that was like, I do weapon ticket, youngins these days wasting their time on coffers. So I complained about it in guild chat, and as typical as my guild is, they're absolutely lovely. Instead of going, stop complaining, they went, tell Aaron he's not subtle.
Aaron, you're not subtle.
What am I?
Well,
can you
also, I
see
didn't
me in the
realize it was
background?
on me, but Aaron's like crawling behind Naveen
Yeah.
No,
on
I
her
didn't
screen.
find anything.
But I became very bitter, and so my guild, instead of saying, oh, you're such a off, you should stop complaining, Brom actually sent me a whole stack to help me get a weapon ticket. And I was thinking, I'm going to open this whole stack and I'm not going to get any, and I'm going to feel terrible for wasting his money, because I'm not going to get it at all. And then I opened 7. Only 7, and I got my weapon ticket, and I was just so happy. The world was right with me again.
Aww.
And so now I've got my staff, and I've changed or re-dyed everything so everything matches my staff, and I'm just super happy. So thank you very much, Brom. I should have said that in the shout-outs.
It's all good.
I'd like to shout out to Lagywn because he sent me lots and lots of cookies. Not cookies, but candies. I was still thinking about the internet cookies. Because I wanted to farm the candies to get the wings, but then people were like, oh, you're crazy because you just can't buy the wings. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know how many stacks you sent me, but it's crazy. I have enough stacks now.
It was at least
Oh
8.
my god, you have enough stacks.
I got the wings.
With stacks?
Hang on. You got 100 jawbreakers.
I did.
I don't believe you. That
Well, I
is
don't believe it.
impossible.
I sent her at least 8 stacks of taffy.
Yeah, but that's only 2 drawbakers. She still
I
had
know.
98 drawbakers to go. That is insane.
I have connections.
That is insane. Anyone who does it that way is insane. But props to you. That gives you street cred, Naveen, or Guild Wars 2 cred.
Yeah, I
To
probably
be fair,
farm
how
one.
many people care about their taffy? So they're probably, everybody could just be like, you want my taffy? Here you go.
I would have given you all my taffy, Naveen.
I'm not gonna say that's what happened.
But that's what happened.
Maybe. But yeah, shout out to Lag because he gave me most of them.
But yeah, so far I've enjoyed what I've experienced from the new patch, except for, and I don't want to turn this into a bitch fest, but some of the adjustments to most of the professions make me very angry. Thankfully, Guardian was pretty much left alone, so my Guardian is okay. But my Ranger, which was my budding second favorite character, is pretty much on the shelf because my build is shot. Because the short bow is now less range, and they nerfed the hell out of my Jaguar, which was the whole build. So now I have to readapt. But engineers are coming back, so yay for that.
I have to admit that none of the changes have really affected my characters or their builds at all. Yes, I've lost a lot of stun break, which was I really loved my build because you couldn't immobilize me. It was really hard. Even though I'm a squishy elementalist, even in World vs. World, I could just a Zerg will come at me, and most of the time I would get away. But now I only have 1 stun break, which is there. My whole build is built around cantrips. Every time I have a spawn a cantrip, I get so many boons and all that. So that doesn't really affect me, and it hasn't really affected my Guardian.
No,
But
your
I'm
Guardian
interested.
wouldn't change. Nothing. Only good things happen to Guardians. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
One
gonna.
thing I am.
Oh, keep going. I'm sorry.
One thing I am curious about is the new Torment ability.
yeah, I've heard that it should be renamed mildly annoying, not torment, because it's not. Staff Elementalist got a big buff in a lot of ways. Dagger Elementalist double daggers took a big nerf. You can't. They cut in half the time the aura share. When you share auras, that's cut in half now. A few other things were changed. Some of the passive damage for boons on your Elementalist went down from 2% to 1%. But Scepter Dagger got it. Well, Scepter anyway. Phoenix now, when it shoots out twice as fast and it's unblockable. So
It's really unblockable. Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so Scepter Dagger. Well, Scepter got a big boost, but normally it's Scepter Dagger play. So yay for that. And Necro's got a lot of love. I'm not familiar with Necromancer at all, but that's just what I hear. Only Necromancers and Guardians were the only ones I saw not complaining on the forums. But the Necromancers were complaining about everybody that was coming to the Necromancer forum to ask for build advice because they're all switching to Necromancer now. So, but Warriors I've seen some pretty good Warrior builds come out, but I know a lot of Mesmers are pissed about Blurred Frenzy being changed to Evasion as opposed to Invulnerability. Yeah, my Jaguar only having 25% crit chance and stealth is not that fun.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing my headset now,
Oh, you
but
don't have to.
I brought my super awesome husband, Vaynard. Let's call you Vaynard. What do you mean?
Hey, Mayla.
He knows more about the builds than I do, so I'm gonna leave him to talk
What?
about the builds.
What
What are
am I-
your impressions, Aaron?
About what?
The builds, the new build changes.
To me, I don't care. I just kill people. No. But,
He
um,
adapts and overcomes.
well, as far as what I've seen, necromancers, what I ran into, their new that line spell they put. Now they have fear on that. Whenever you run into it, it's kind of annoying and very useful if they're on your side. As far as the other, I haven't really had time to mess around. I've just been playing around with a bunch of new warrior builds. The 4 stacks of confusion on interrupt for warriors. That's a big thing now. You can put 12 stacks of confusion like nothing, and that's over 2,000 damage whenever someone's using an attack. So it's pretty fun, something to work on. But honestly, I've been just working on new warrior builds. But elementalist, I know the cantrips is a big annoyance, because that's what I used to use, 3 cantrips with your 2 stun breaks removed. So that's unfortunate, but they're trying to get people to use other skills. Unfortunately, those other skills aren't very popular.
Yeah.
But yeah. Guardians seem pretty happy. They merged the Greatsword Heal with the Greatsword.
Greatsword. Yeah, Greatsword Heal, Greatsword Power merged.
Yeah. Anyways, but honestly, I've just been working on warrior builds, so that's all I can talk about.
What do you mean?
There's a-
Like, at dinner time, it was all like, oh, these changes happen, and then, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what happened.
It's just theory. I haven't done anything yet. I've been thinking of different builds, but I haven't tested them out yet.
Yeah,
Yes,
thinking
been,
about other
I've been
builds.
theory crafting all day at work for the past 2 or 3 days, going like, what am I gonna do? I don't, I figure I saw a good warrior build using that cleansing ire, which is the burning your adrenaline stacks cures conditions. So I might have to look into that using, it was a longbow and sword and shield. So there's some interesting combos out there, but I was just starting to get into really, like I said, really liking my ranger, and now I think I'm gonna have to switch from short bow and go more melee. Although I haven't really played around with the new longbow, so I don't know.
Right. I've heard good feedback from the longbow, but a lot of people are sad about that short bow change. So it's unfortunate,
Someone-
but what can we do?
Hmm.
Someone was saying that they love the new longbow speed. They feel like it's on permanent quickness.
Yeah, I think that wasn't
Yeah.
that Brahms?
I think that was
Yeah,
Brahms.
I think it was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's good, but I was all based around a condition-based build, so short bow was great, and I could cripple somebody as they're running away, and then stun them, and then catch up to them. Now I have to rely on swiftness, and I don't want to do that. So now, yeah, it's just a pain.
Yeah, and the big nerf to pets is unfortunate, but
Birds are good still. So
yeah, birds are good stuff.
Just birds.
birds are good. So everybody use your birds. Well, I have seen there's some decent builds out there using like I think one of the is it Protect Me or one of those is now a stun break. So there's some pretty good tanky builds, but literally just using things with a lot of health to just sop up damage. And I don't think pets were OP before, in my mind.
No, I mean a pet even with the boosted speed, like it was easy to move around them, because they didn't move like a human did, so it wasn't a big issue. But oh well, whatevs.
Super easy going. Like,
Yeah. I'm not the
whatever.
best for a podcast.
Adapt and
My
overcome.
opinion kind of just whatever, just wing it. Dude.
No, but you knew more about the skill changes than I did, so I kind of
Well,
aggroed you
yeah.
over here.
I know. I mean, I know all the skill changes, but I don't share any builds in my own mind that I haven't tested yet, because I don't want to be like, yeah, try this out, and then it's horrible, and then it's my fault, So unless I've tried something really well and got to know it, I don't put my opinion out there. But yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Cheeseheart here in the chat brought up spirit builds might be viable, and I have heard there's a lot of good use for as support rangers now with running spirits and things like that. But some people don't want to run support all the time, especially if you don't have a group to support.
Right.
Solo roaming with support is kind of meh.
I used to run a spirit build just in PvP in World vs. World, but what changes did they make to the spirits?
You're gonna make me look it up because I don't remember. That is not. No,
Am I going to ruin your podcast by being on it? Like I'm not supposed to.
I already ruined the podcast by going off topic.
It's
so
an anniversary podcast, so.
It's only fine. It's only normal to have interruptions and static in the background and all that.
Me shuffling through things to look for a hat.
Difficulties.
Oh my God! Is that Kaysee's headset going crazy again?
Yep.
So was this supposed to be planned dress up? I see Legs Mario and Kaysee's a princess.
It's a year later.
All right,
We've
so
been doing this for a year.
You dressed up as
me. And then I brought you over here.
Okay, so I guess that counts.
Your hair costume.
Yeah, of course. Like, I bring an Asian to the podcast. Like, it automatically makes it better.
I don't know about that.
I see that spirits, their skill range, their spirit activated skill range went from 180 to 240, and it'll be 360 if you trade it.
Okay.
So that's something.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was. I think there was some trait changes too that boosted spirits, but I don't remember what they were. And now I'm reading through them live on the show, trying to figure it out.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Anyways, spirits are fun. They're fun.
What are spirits?
The spirits that rangers can summon: frost, fire.
What? They can do that?
Yeah.
Teasing you.
I can't tell.
By the way,
yes.
Not only was there a patch, but a book came out.
Yep, I was gonna get to that eventually.
Oh, okay. Let's keep talking about patches.
We can. I'm trying, but there we go. Vigorous spirits. Spirits have twice as much health. Spirit bonuses have a 35% better chance to provide their benefits. So those two of the things were merged together. That's one trait.
Oh well, that's quite nice then. So.
And it's adept to the first tier.
Oh, first tier.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well then.
Hey.
Oh, I can't swear on here.
Well,
no, you can swear. It's fine.
Oh.
You're just getting in trouble.
Okay. Sorry, it comes out naturally. I try to adjust, but.
Try.
No, that's good. That's really big, actually, to have the adept status to have both of those traits for spirits. That's something to look into.
Yeah. So I see some interesting builds coming out using I think Scepter Torch for Mesmer. So there's some interesting stuff coming out with interrupts and things like that. The fact that there's that one skill that increases if you do interrupt damage is increased by I don't know, 500% or something crazy.
Oh, the Mesmer, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to see. I hear there was some pretty good changes. Sword, main hand sword was kind of nerfed, but I hear there were some other adjustments that are pretty. They fixed bouncing attacks. That's good. And they fixed Phantasmal Berserker, so Great Sword's better.
Oh yeah,
It 4 with 4 hits, or something like that when it comes out.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very excited for my 3 engineers that have been sitting on the shelf.
Oh yeah, the engineers. I've seen quite a lot of them popping up, and they're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But, I think the exciting thing is all these new builds that are going to come out from all this, and it's going to drive me crazy because that's what I like to do, and I can't stop thinking about what this and this and. But I'm going back to work tomorrow anyway, so no more Guild Wars thinking.
Oh.
It was driving me crazy. Just okay, no, go over that trait, no, and then maybe if you no, and then he grabs my mouse. Oh Dang.
I have a feeling like the Guild Wars 1 system where you could just share builds will probably help with your marriage.
Yeah.
Like, less fights.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great if they would bring that back
That's a
because
good
then,
suggestion.
yeah, we could actually save them and, just do one click instead of spending 5 minutes to change traits and all that.
Hmm.
Well, I don't run any support builds because I like to PvE by myself. I like to be reliant. And I don't run support builds because I hate going back and changing everything.
Yeah.
And, you change this and then you change your armor and then doing the build and setting up your skills. For me, like, I don't have that much brain capacity to remember it all and do it. So I just do, like, one self-sufficient build that's going to keep me alive, and then like I don't really run support because I just don't like changing. If at least I could like have that click this button and your whole build changes, it would just be fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I heard they're planning on possibly implementing that for PvP only. Since you can retrait and everything for free, they might implement builds for PvP at some
That'd be a
point.
bit silly.
Well,
Just
I mean,
for PvP would be silly.
well, I don't know. You can retrait for free in PvP. You don't have to buy
but
new
you
armor
can,
in PvE. You have to pay in PvE and all that stuff, and World versus World. So
well, even if they're NPCs that change your traits, if you go to them and you go, I want to change, and then you pay the money, and then you like it's a drop-down list, or you can select a build, or you have fire, that sort of thing. You can change to. That wouldn't be half as bad.
yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. I think we'll thank you, Aaron,
Move on?
for
Yeah. Do I have to
coming
stay?
and helping.
No, you can go. Give me back my headset.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asian boy.
You're welcome. See ya.
Bye. Make me a sandwich.
So I don't know. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to comment on about the patch before we move on to?
Jumping
with the
puzzle,
book.
8 blades.
Say again.
The jumping puzzle and the Aether blades.
Okay. Yeah.
With you go to certain places and you find the cache, and then that's part of the achievements. It's very odd in my mind because I actually did one of them, and it's just a small chest. It doesn't really give you much. So I guess they're just trying to encourage people to do jumping puzzles, or maybe they're encouraging them to do jumping puzzles in preparation for the new jumping puzzle. They're like, everyone's going to bitch and complain because they don't know how to do jumping puzzles, so we'll get them to do a whole ton for the achievements, and then when the new one comes out, they'll be kind of okay with it.
And well, I heard some people complaining. Go figure. That one of the jumping puzzles is in World versus World. It's the Obsidian Sanctum in Eternal Battlegrounds. So people are upset about that. But I don't know if you need that one to get anything. But
Yeah, I did that yesterday and got the achievement for that. It's not too hard. I mean, yes, people are camping, but I found like a whole ton of Fort Aspenwood were camping at the front, and then but they let me run down, and actually like it's really uncommon. Like when they were actually doing the jumping puzzle, it's really uncommon for both of them. I think we're against Fort Aspenwood and Dragonbrand. Both sides were there, people doing the jumping puzzle, and they were just letting people through. Like it was kind of like maybe because we're Tarnished Coast, we're used to like nicer things, but in our chat it says Fort Aspenwood always camps, and yes, they were camping this front, but when I went and did the jumping puzzle, there were 4 Aspenwood there and they weren't attacking me. So I think maybe people kind of realized that there was everyone's trying to get through to get the achievement, and the people camping at the front who want to have a fight, and the people that don't want to have a fight just kind of slip through. And this also brings up another thing that is going on in the chat. A lot of people saying about people getting banned when doing Golem's Lab. And this is so like lucky for me, because last night I was doing around, people were talking about the jumping puzzle. I was thinking, oh, I should go and do Golem's Lab. I'm in Metrica Province. I'll go and do it. And then I went, nah, I need to get off anyway. So I got off, and then later on I realized that, when you fall down and you teleport, it teleports you back to the start. Apparently the new patch is actually making it seem like you're using third-party software to teleport around. So people who have fallen and got teleported actually getting banned. And there's been a whole list of people who have been banned. But ArenaNet have actually jumped on it and said, we're looking into it, yada, yada, yada.
Still a pretty big deal. Getting banned for doing a jumping puzzle.
I mean, that's the scary thing is, like, this is only going to be looked at because a lot of people got banned on it. What if one person did it randomly and got banned, and then that person's account would be gone forever just because it was a muck-up on their end? It's, you know, banning is something that's very... You never know whether it was someone's fault or whether it was the game's fault or if it's just something on the other, on ArenaNet's end that they're missing.
Mm-hmm. That was like the whole karma, buying stuff for cheap karma when...
Right, back in the beginning when you could buy that level 80 stuff for like 30 karma.
Yeah, 30
One of the
karma.
cultural weapons.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in ArenaNet's defense, they said that they banned people who, like, brought upwards of, like, a 300 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, a bit extreme. I mean, if you're getting tons of gold, you gotta, you know, for such a small thing, you gotta think that there's something wrong there. And at least if you only did it for 5 times, they weren't so bad. Well, you weren't banned, most probably.
Yeah. I saw Priest Tully in the chat posted an article on Gamerzines talking about how ArenaNet's planning on moving to a fortnightly update schedule as opposed to every 3 weeks. So it's we kind of have seen that anyway so far. But I think that, I don't know, what do you guys think? You think that's a good marketing strategy to have new content every 2 weeks? I mean,
No.
keep people interested in the game?
No.
Okay.
I think...
Ladies.
I think it really, I've heard, like, you know, they want to keep it current and make the world feel like it's moving on, and it make it feel like, one thing I've heard is, like, you know, want to make it feel like it's a TV series, like you always come back to see what's happening next. And it's really difficult for people who, but you got to remember, if they're going to update 2 weeks, they're not going to add tons and tons of content. Like, they can't manage it, putting in that much themselves. So doing it every 2 weeks will probably be a very small and stable diet of new stuff that will probably be a little bit more bearable, rather than this every month there's like this mass of content that just feels overwhelming.
I don't know. They have 300 employees now, and they haven't let anybody go, it says in the article, since Guild Wars 2 came out, and they're probably still looking for more people. So they're crafty with all their little teams that do all the different things.
Here's the thing. Okay? And I don't want to be bitchy, Naveen, but... Okay. We're in June, going into July, and that means a lot of people are out of school, which also means a lot of people will be playing all the time, which also means putting stuff every 2 weeks is going to satisfy the Guild Wars 2 hunger. Not for people who work. Not for people who are actually giving their money to ArenaNet, buying the stuff, you know, and everything. And then September will come. And then every 2 weeks we'll feel like, holy cow. There's new content again? What happened to the last content? I didn't even have time to play it? That dungeon's disappeared, I haven't time to play it? What happened to... What is this game? I logged into a different game, because that's how I feel right now. I think it's a bad idea. Personally. I'm done.
All right. Well, there you go. And oops, I just totally closed out of the Twitch chat, so I won't know what you guys are talking about.
Nah.
Gonna keep moving on. Well, I can't see that. Although, I believe it was Cheeseheart just posted in the chat a video that was on the release website, ArenaNet's release website, that shows the image for the July content that's coming out in the beginning of July. It's a pretty interesting image.
I don't know where that could be.
Captain!
Look, South Sun? It could be South Sun?
I keep thinking, my first thought by looking at it was Cantha.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But it's definitely not Cantha. Like, that's an expansion.
Is it? You don't know.
It could be Kenthan Designs.
Anyway.
I think the little pools of water look way too much like South Sun.
Could be Jade Water.
Could be
blue.
Sea.
anything. It could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Someone said Crystal Desert. Could it be that?
But anyway.
The Dominion of Winds. Oh, good idea.
Maybe.
Cheese heart.
What do you think about the Aether Blades, Kaysee? You were talking about. You wanted to mention something about that too.
I like him a lot.
Oh, that was. Never mind.
I really love this new faction. If you've actually had the chance to play through to the end, they kind of alludes to another character that's coming out that is behind everything that's been happening, and so that means that there's still some more story of this to come, and I'm really excited. And I have to say, there has been a lot of strong female characters, and that makes me so happy. That just makes me like, I really love that ArenaNet really doesn't have any gender bias at all. Like, other games, they're like, here's 5 strong male characters, and then here's 1 strong female character that's our token. There we go. We've got gender equality because we've got 1 strong female character. ArenaNet really does have a very equal playing field, I feel. And I just love, I love Casimir as long as she doesn't turn into that, I'm so excited, yay, I can go to Lion's Arch kind of character, as long as she becomes her old character. And my Chin is also a very cool character. And then this new character that is being kind of hinted at the end of the dungeon is also a female, so it makes me very happy.
By the way, someone in the chat room saying, "Hi, Kaysee." Maybe you know him?
Hello. Hi, Backyardy Funky. No.
But yeah, you're right about Casimir.
I hope she is an old character and not this dumb blonde, because her old character was super awesome. Yes, I saw him getting off the ship. I saw him hiding around, and Lord Farron is kind of like the goofy, fun. I love Lord Farron, by the way. So, but I can only hope. I have a feeling that the voice actors might have changed during the South Sun and now, because her current character does not sound. I know, but her current character does not sound anything like the South Sun South Sun Cove Casimir.
Well, Naveen mentioned a book, so yes.
Oh, yes.
Sea of Sorrows came out earlier this week, 3rd Guild Wars novel. I've only read a little bit of it so far, but it's awesome.
Oh my god!
It's very descriptive, so good job, Riso being.
I know. The first paragraph when I read it, I'm like, oh my god, because as being a writer myself, you go I'm never gonna reach this level. It was just amazing to read, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I hope one day I can just be half as good as she is at this imagery that she produces.
You just instantly fall in love with the main character, and okay. Get this. I went to the bookstore. It wasn't there. They didn't have it. I said, "Are you crazy? You guys don't have that book? You're gonna lose a ton of money." But
did you really shake the shop attendant?
Oh yeah, I did. No, I didn't. So anyways, I went back home and then I'm like, wait a minute, I have a Kobo, which is like a Kindle. So I look on it and then I squeal because the book is there, and I instantly buy it, and I start reading, and I'm on the couch, and then I'm like, I throw myself on the couch, and Aaron, my husband, is like, "What? Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, the feels, and he's like, "The what?" Oh, the feels, because the first chapter.
No spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. It's not.
Okay.
It's not a spoiler. In game, if you guys have played,
Game.
you get a free item, which is a little doll named Polly. Paula. Something.
Poya? I think it's
Together.
Poya. I think.
Paula.
Voila.
I think it's Poya. I think they said that in the live stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely Pola. There's 2 L's in there.
Yeah, but
Poya.
it was. But
Anyways,
you know.
there's a little doll. I was sad, okay? And then in the description, they say, like, it belonged to Kobe's little sister. And it explained how it happened. In the first chapter. Oh my god. I love the book. I'm 25% done on that book. That's it. Go buy the book. It's good.
Oh, Kaysee's gone.
Casey's gone?
Drink.
Oh, that's why she's been missing me. That's you. Quesadilla? What?
Yeah, I was typing that. She said there's 2 L's. There's no way it could be anything else. And I said, quesadilla. 2 L's.
And no, Zenshu, my blood sugar is not low. I'm just... That book is very good. I love it. Go buy it. Reese Osby is a genius. Now, I was going to say she should have written the other books, but Jeff Grubb is also a genius, so...
He wrote the first one. I don't know who Robert King is.
I don't know. Who is he?
The second book. I know he had influence from Jeff Grubb, but... anyway. Last little thing before we actually get to the main topic we were going to talk about, before I got distracted again.
Here's the main topic.
Drake Guild Wars 1 Dragon Festival starting this weekend, I think, or this week.
Oh.
This week? Kicks off June 29th, so yeah, Saturday. Or no, I'm sorry, starts today. I lied. So, Dragon Festival, if you want to go back and relive some of the Guild Wars 1 Dragon Festival, now's your chance.
Ah.
It's going to be funny going from Bash the Dragon to Worship the Dragon.
Yeah.
Like, we should kill them all.
Holy cow.
So, alright, let's move on to what we were actually going to talk about. 1 year, guys. 1 year. Here we are, 52 episodes, 1 year later, Chronicles of Tyria podcast.
Crazy. Mind blown.
Yeah. So, Naveen, since you started Chronicles of Tyria and, we started the podcast and everything, did you think we'd make it a year?
Yeah.
Realistically?
Like...
She's like, no, I thought it would crash and burn long before now.
Well, no, but at first, I wasn't sure at first, because people were just talking about, having a Chronicles of Tyria podcast in the forums. And I remember people going like, oh, we could talk about this and that and this and that. And then I'm like, okay, who could host a podcast? Because I'm not a very good host. Little did I know. And then I was talking with Dind, who was one of our original hosts, like co-hosts. Let's call each other hosts anyways. And I was like, who could we add? Because I feel like 3 is a good number for a podcast.
So it seems to work pretty well.
Hmm?
I said it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, so far anyways.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, because we've been talking on Skype and stuff, and then at the time it was Flare, it wasn't Lagywn, it was the Flare.
We'll be talking about that more on next week's Lorecast. But anyway,
yeah.
We'll update you on that before the end of the show.
So I said, well, Flare has, good conversation flows and stuff, so, and I mean, I am
Kind of a
really
big deal.
bad. But I'm really bad with that, because English is not my first language, and I look for my words often, and, it's not very good. So I was like, you know what, that's a very good idea. So we talked, and he was like, yeah, oh, thank you. That's really exciting. So we started the podcast, and I was like, okay, let's see how long that lasts.
Well, 1 year and going strong.
Yep.
Did you have any hopes for this podcast? Well, Kaysee, you can chime in too, because you were just a guest host originally.
Yeah, I remember my first one was asking about being a writer, and you interviewed me about
We
being a
interviewed
writer.
you, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I was so nervous, and I'm so glad it was still just audio then, because then I could be like as crazy and twitchy as I wanted to be.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I still forget that it was only audio, and we didn't, like, when did we start the live shows? Was it
Halloween.
Halloween? Oh, Halloween was the first one. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, and I wanted, oh my god, so many slashes. What's going on? Sorry, my computer's being stupid. So, what is your guys' favorite moment from this podcast so far, if you could pick one?
All of them. I think the moment where I became a permanent host was very lovely for me. Like, I felt so warm and fuzzy, and I felt very happy. So that would have to be my favorite.
All right. What about you, Naveen?
I don't know. There's so many. Every time we have guests on the show, I love that.
Yeah, that's fair. We haven't had one in a long time. But that's okay. We're going to talk about that more in a little bit. I don't know. I think my favorite part of this podcast has to be is the fact that coming and doing this podcast every week keeps me connected to Guild Wars and the community. Because with Guild Wars, when I would fall in and out, I'd play for hardcore for like 3 months, every day, on all the time. And then I'd just be like, meh, I'll come back for Halloween, and do the Mad King Thorn event. But I'm tuned in. I have to be tuned in all the time. And I get to talk to you guys once a week, even if it's like, oh, we're busy and we can't hang out or talk at all. Well, now we get to talk once a week, even if it's live on the internet. And it's taught us a lot about streaming and brought out our personalities a lot, so that's fun.
Yeah.
So.
I'd like to apologize to my husband because he was a surprise guest on the show, and everyone in the chat room's like, well, apparently they got no love for you, and like,
Aww. We love him.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think the best thing about doing the podcast is just how connected with the community and seeing how wonderful the community can be, because you can see the bad parts of the internet very clearly sometimes.
Yes.
Especially like when you go on Reddit, there's certain things you see, and then when you go on the Guild Wars 2 forum, there's certain things you see, and being able to connect with the community, and we actually have really great fans, like really wonderful fans, and I think that being able to see that makes me really happy, and is just the best thing that I think has ever come out of this podcast, is just seeing all the wonderful people there are.
What I really like, and a highlight of doing the podcast, is the people recognizing us in game, saying, and I'll always remember the first person to PM me in game was Pirate, which is now a member of our guild, and he's like, oh my god, are you the Naveen? And I'm like, well, I don't know if there's such a thing, but if you mean Chronicles of Tyria, yes, that is me. And Naveen, Mario. Okay.
That's me.
I know. I was just checking if you were paying attention. But I really like that. Like, connects us to other people other than just, our little COT circle. And I really like that. I love getting mail, even if it's in-game mail. I love being connected with other people from the Guild Wars 2 community. So that is basically a major plus for me.
All right. Least favorite moment of doing the podcast?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Whenever my son needs me.
Okay.
I love my son, but I mean, he's in bed while we do the podcast. So if he wakes up, I have to leave, which kind of sucks because I do all the technical stuff.
Fair enough. How about you,
I think it has.
Kaysee?
I think it has to be the time. Oh yes, I can see Lagywn smiling because I'm pretty sure he knows what I'm going to say. I said some really embarrassing things on the podcast.
Oh, can we say it? Can we say it?
What was that?
Can we say it? Can we please?
I think as a 1-year anniversary should be allowed. Would someone else like to take it over? Because I'm probably going to blush so bad.
Set this up, and Naveen, you can take it away if you want. First time we're interviewing Kaysee, and we were talking about stalking, something like that. And
I wasn't there, but I had to do the editing. And then people were like, well, it was both Lagywn and Dint. You did the interview with Dint, right?
Me and Dint.
And they said, you have to edit that part because Kaysee really feels bad about it. So I'm like, okay, well, what's coming up? So when I was listening to it, take it away, Dave.
So we were talking about like stalking and people could see what she was doing at her house.
Yeah.
And then she said this wonderful phrase, and she didn't catch it at the time. And
I was saying, you can ask me anything you want. Like, I don't mind, Should I just say it? Or do you want to say it, Naveen?
You could say it. You were the... Yeah.
I basically... Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I basically said... I said, you can ask me anything. And my mind was still back with the fact that we were talking about stalking and people were peering at me over the hedge. Like, and I said... oh my god. I said, you can ask me anything. You can even ask me how I trim my hedges. And that...
Didn't you say how I trim my bush? That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
How I trim my bushes or something like that. And there was a moment where I was like, I just paused. And because it wasn't on video, it just went silent. And then... Meg and Dint was so lovely, they continued. And then I was like, and then I just went, hang on, did I, does that sound as weird as it could have possibly said? And both of them start laughing, like, we weren't going to say anything.
Oh, guys, just a little more background in case you missed the beginning of that. That was when we used to do it only in audio form. So Naveen was able to edit that after the fact to cut that piece out.
So no one ever heard it.
Yeah.
That was by far the worst moment.
So if you want to see how I trim my bush.
And afterwards I was like, Naveen, please cut it out. I don't want people to think that way of me.
First introduction.
Yeah, that would have been super embarrassing. I dare
just
everyone.
Imagine how differently everyone would think of me if I had said that.
I dare everyone who hears us on iTunes, who are watching us live, to send Kaysee a mail in-game. Her name is Kaysee in-game, Kaysee, to ask her how she trims her bush. Send her a silver or two, too, for the embarrassment.
So that was Kaysee's least favorite moment of doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Mine?
I was so worried. Sorry.
Mine had to be doing 2 shows a week. Remember when back then we used to do Tuesdays and Thursdays? We
Oh
used to
yeah,
record shows. Remember?
that's your
Up until
least favorite? Because now we do 3, so
well, it's different now. We do them back to back.
yeah.
But it was like we were doing 2 a week, trying to figure that out before launch, and I was trying to get ready to get married and doing 2 shows a week
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
building 4 proton packs. So I was a little stressed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Feels like you've been married for ages, but you weren't married when we first met.
Nope. Alright, so, and then I guess I just kind of wanted to take a little time and reflect on how much has changed over the course of this podcast for a year. I mean, we started off audio only, didn't even have a logo in episode 1.
Yeah.
We had a contest going, and we mentioned it in episode 1 about looking for a logo.
Yep.
Now we're doing video, we're streaming live, we got more fans. We broke 300 subscribers today. How fitting is that? On
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's crazy. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of put out a disclaimer for everybody about we've been here for 1 year, and in true ArenaNet fashion, we didn't have time to make like a cheesy video of like I could pretend to be Colin Johansson and like stand in front of and just like sit on a stool and tell you what's coming for the next year.
And talk about swinging a sword.
I swung a sword, and I'll swing it again. Yeah. So what I wanted to say is, in the next year, you can expect from Chronicles of Tyria podcast the same quality, whether or not you think that's good or not, content that you've come to know and love from us at the same frequency. That's still the Lorecast, the Lore Bites, the podcast, Drawing with Joel, maybe some new stuff. We're not going anywhere. We've said this before. Other podcasts are going to come and go. We're here for the long haul. We have new content coming out every 2 weeks. There's at least stuff to talk about twice a month, at the very least.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a good thing that comes out of it.
Yeah, so that's good. It writes the live shows write themselves. We talked about this in the first episode.
Oh, I
We
broke
wanted to have more
Wrapped
guest
in Naveen.
hosts from the ArenaNet Guild Wars community, but also from inside our guild, and we talked about that, and we never did it really, other than like Alucardalina and Kaysee came out. But
Yeah.
I think it would be fun, maybe every so often, to grab somebody that we can pre-screen from the guild that's good enough to be on a live show and just have them come on and talk with us about stuff. We had your husband as a surprise guest today.
Ta-da!
So,
Whoa, robot. Kaysee is doing
Stat-
the staticky thing. Hit your USB again.
But, so we're thinking about maybe doing that. If people would be interested, we'll see. We'll take our time and figure it out, but if something comes out, maybe we'll bring somebody on to talk about various different topics, to change it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
More interviews with Guild Wars community members if possible. We want to try to get people that make a big difference in this community, like Dolphy. If we could ever get a hold of her, we'd love to have her on the show.
Answer my emails, Dolphin!
I feel like sometimes we're like the kind of nerdy boy in the school. Like, we have our own nerd posse, but then when we go to the cool kids, they're like, oh, yeah, we're moving, or something like that, or not answering our call.
That reminds me,
Love you guys.
that reminds me when I posted on the ArenaNet, the Guild Wars 2 Facebook page, Chronicles of Tyria has a new Lorecast going, it's going to be a new series. And then someone replied with 2 words, wooden potatoes. And I'm like, screw you.
Oh, how rude.
How rude.
Potatoes. Remember when he used to put out lore all the time?
Oh,
He
doesn't
did?
love anymore?
It doesn't do the Steam Daily. Remember Guild Wars 2 Daily? I love that. That was the
Me
best. I
too.
used to love I looked forward to that every day.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. And that didn't even make it that, however many times he's going to do it every day up until the launch, that didn't even make it. We'd love to have Wooden Potatoes on the show, though. We reached out to him way back before episode 1. We reached out to Wooden Potatoes. And that's when he said he didn't really feel like he would be good at doing a podcast. Something like that. Remember that?
He was very busy with work and his own stuff, so he couldn't do the podcast.
Yeah.
And then we had Bridger, and that was awesome.
It was.
But then his podcast is gone too.
And we had Crackbone and Guild Wars 2 WVW.com is no longer existent.
Oh my god, you guys are the death of things.
And
Rowan, we had Rowan.
Temperhoof moved on to Final Fantasy from
Yep.
Guild Wars.
Yep.
Alec Cardellina's still here and still being awesome.
Yes,
So,
she made
where-
us a new spinner.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we had Valiant on, and Guildmag's still going.
Yeah.
But then they haven't had a podcast in a few weeks, right, Kaysee?
What? No, we had podcasts.
When? Oh, by the way, he's not updating on iTunes, so how can I know?
There
I don't
can
like
be
downloading
only
stuff from
one.
their websites.
There can be only one.
Chronicles of Terraria.
We're gonna kill all the other podcasts.
We're like,
Them on our show.
you know, killing the Christophe Lambert. What was the
Highlander. There can be only
Highlander.
one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I was thinking about that. Stealing the power. Not that I'm okay with that.
No. But anyway, that was just a joke, guys. We love everybody else that's out there.
Especially Game Breaker. Love you, Game Breaker. Just not all the time.
We'd love to have more in-game parties. We had a party for our guild's anniversary, and that went over well. We're thinking about throwing an in-game party for the 1-year anniversary of the game in August. We're working on getting up for that now. What, Kaysee?
I won the raffle. Just reminding everyone, I won the raffle. I was so happy about that. Like, it
what,
helped me so
38
much
gold?
for my golden. Yeah, something like that. But like, I've got 138 gold, so I'm really, really happy because I've managed, like, that kickstart really helped me to get to my golden title. 70 more gold, and I can have my golden title. Yes.
But yeah, so we'll plan on doing more in-game parties that's open to the public. Come out and, maybe we won't do costume contests again, but, we'll do another race around some area. We'll have, some fun times, Mad Queen Joel, and we'll do another raffle and things like that.
Yeah.
We're trying to come up with more other interesting segments. I don't think What's Lag Eating is going to actually be a segment, iTunes users, I'm sorry. But that was just a joke for last week. So I think, we'll see if we can't come up. I had this idea for random acts of kindness somehow. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that. But where we talk about some random act of kindness that we or somebody else witnessed in Guild Wars 2 to show the good side of the Guild Wars 2 community. Where you see somebody going out of their way to do something nice for somebody else when they ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's doable, but it's just a thought.
Hey, we'll see.
Oh,
Cricket,
Alacarlina, sorry, in the chat said, my 1-year anniversary for the podcast is going to be get a guest on to talk with them, but I never got around to submitting it, and I guess that was good because you would have never had time for it, and you would have just killed everyone's current projects.
Whoa.
What
Well,
we do is when someone's on the show, we like go and get our ninjas to go and sabotage everything they were doing, and like sabotage their relationships and things like that, just to like ruin of their lives.
Wow, you're taking so
Mwahaha.
wow.
But
Did
yes,
I say
like,
that out loud?
like Priest Tully points out in the chat, similar to the Scribe. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Scribe from Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
They used to do that.
Mhm.
They used to do like a random act of kindness, or it was more like people that they would see doing exemplary things in the community and being super helpful. And I always thought that that was really cool, and I think that would be something fun if we could do that. So, I mean, we'd also take fan submissions too, and then we could just build up a stockpile of random acts of kindness to go over.
Mm-hmm.
More Naveen songs, I'm sure we'll have in the future over the next year.
That is a definite yes. There are 2 songs being written right now. Spoilers!
And I'm writing one with Kaysee as well. So,
What?
Nah.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Are you gonna sing it?
yeah. Duh. Come on now.
That's cool.
You don't know.
How come I wasn't informed about that? I feel so left.
Part of it.
What?
Hearts being broken live on podcast.
You're not allowed to
Okay.
be a part. It's a secret project. It'll be ready when it's
I hate you guys.
But what else did I have on here? A lot of people have been asking us to do a cooking show. I don't know why people want that. And I don't know what they want us to cook, but they want us to do a cooking show. I'm not
Could you
saying
drag-
we're going
okay.
to do it, but if enough people really want it, I guess we could do it one time for fun. You know, I'll just bring my laptop and set it up in my kitchen, you know.
Centaur steak. I like that one.
There is a website that does make the Guild Wars 2 recipes based on, you know, recipes to make Guild Wars 2 food based on the recipes in game.
Bars. Yeah, there is one.
Berry cake, omnumberry bars, things like that. So we could do that. I don't know if we would make that a consistent thing, like, you know, every week or every month, but at least once so that we could say we did it. I think that would be fun. And we can all try it live on the internet and see how good we did.
Live cooking show?
Yeah. Well, you know, we have to use the magic of cooking, like have one ready. Like, we're mixing this up, but this one's already in the oven and ready to go, you know? It'll be fine.
Like, now we wait half an hour for it to cook in the oven, and like, there's just nothing happening in that half an hour while it's cooking in the oven. We're just like la 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 la. Reading my magazines.
Whew, okay. So that was that. Right, like?
Yes, sorry. I'm responding to somebody in the chat.
Oh,
That
okay.
asked our background.
Ah, I see.
Naveen did it.
I did it?
Yeah, and we need to change it, don't we?
Change it, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm very artistic.
That wasn't funny, but I found that fun.
Yeah.
I have many
I'm
skills.
good. Singing and being artistic.
And we could also not do the cooking show live, so that we could cut ahead if we had to.
Cut
and
ahead? Whose head do you want to cut?
Then I don't know
Ba-dum-tsh.
if it's something we would do, but I thought about I want to talk, you know, and ask the community too. What else? I mean, we've asked this a bunch of times, and we, you know, wanted to see if there's anything else anybody would like to see from us. I don't know if blogs from us or people in the guild would be something people would be interested in. I don't know if they'd like, you know, stuff where we talk about the builds that we use in the game. I don't know if they'd like tips and dropping puzzle tutorials, even though there's a million of them. Dolphy and Wooden Potatoes did them all anyway. But, you know, if you'd like to see us talk about that kind of stuff, talk about characters, I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Maybe people have other stuff they'd like to see come from us, or people in, or there's something you're like, oh, I really wish the Guild Wars 2 community had a podcast or a thing about this. And then maybe we can find somebody in our guild or someone to do that, and then we'll have that. So, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, okay,
Oh.
we're far off the topic.
This
A
is
very
all about,
casual podcast
it's
this week.
1 year, them talking about stuff for the next year. What do they want to see in the coming year, other than what we've been doing?
Yeah, that's true.
See, I'm on topic. I'm trying to think.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about Guild Wars 2, but this is really a year later.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I know. So I was saying, I don't know if we...
You know what I want?
What do you want?
I want a live show with the three of us in the same room.
That would be great.
Oh my god, that'd be fantastic.
I might see you next week. We could maybe even do the podcast
We
together.
might.
So
I don't know if that'd be safer because you couldn't get me off Naveen. I'd just be hugging her all the time. I'd be like, I love you, Naveen.
We'll get a lot of male watchers, so that's good.
Yeah.
you can ask me how she trims her bushes.
I'm never gonna get out of it, am I? But you guys, this is the first time you've heard of it. Well, actually, I've been getting flack from these guys in Dent for like ages since it happened. So it's never gonna forget.
Never forget. But before we kind of end this, and we will have a question of the week, but that's going to be my question right there. Naveen, you want to play the jingle?
Ah! Almost forgot it. Here's your question of the week.
What would you guys like to see from us in the coming year? Different than what we're going to stick with what we've been doing. Something new, something different, out of our comfort zone maybe, that you'd like to see from us in the next year's time. Best answer will get a gold to be determined by the spinner on next week's show.
Yeah.
So please let us know that.
I love Venya's what's it called? Suggestion.
Baby
I
panda.
want to see baby pandas on the show too.
Yeah. I have a baby, but I don't have a panda.
You can put him in a panda suit,
In a what?
Oh,
a panda
God, that's
costume.
I have one for him, but it's too
See?
small, I think.
Well, let me get the last little bit out that's on topic before we go more off topic.
Yes.
Next week's show, Lore Show, it's going to be released the next Wednesday, is going to be about the Sylvari. We're doing a 1-year recap of our very first episode was we talked about the Sylvari and the Sylvari lore that we knew about at the time and the speculation about, the Sylvari, about what we thought would happen. Well, it's a year later, we've been in the game, we've played Sylvari, we know what happened. So we're going to go in and we're going to redo that show, but with all the correct information. And talk about how our opinions have changed, because I was super in love with the Sylvari and thought they were like the best thing ever. I was only going to play Sylvari, and that has changed so much from from a year ago. So, a lot of our theories were completely debunked. Some of them were kind of on topic, and more or less true. And we'll talk about, future speculation for the Sylvari. But I wanted to put it out to you guys and ask the fans, was there anything like that Sylvari based for this time? We're going to redo all of the, races. But for the Sylvari, was there anything you, as a player and a fan of Guild Wars 2, were super excited about for the Sylvari and it really let you down, or really didn't care about and then it really surprised you, so that we can kind of bring in the fan interaction to the lore show and see what you guys think? So, just want to throw that out there. So let us know. Send us an email at hosts@chroniclesoftyria.com, or send us a message on Facebook, or comment on this YouTube video once it goes up. If you're an iTunes listener and you're listening to it on iTunes, you're going to have to hit us up via email or Facebook. And there you go. Let us know what you want to see from us. And I think, unless you guys have anything you want to talk about before we close out our 1-year anniversary show.
I love the community. Thank you for staying with us, especially those who've been with us since the very beginning, and those who download our episodes every single time we release them.
Mm-hmm.
I love you guys. If you know any sponsors, or if you want to become a sponsor, you can go to CoTPodcast.com. There's links. You can be a one-time
donate.
or an all-time. There are many choices.
Bouncer.
Bouncer, that's what she sounds like saying. Bouncer.
Sponsor. If you want to become a sponsor.
It sounds
Sponsor.
like a cross between a spouse and a bouncer.
I already have
Sponsor.
that.
Bouncer.
He's my sponsor. Sponsor. Sorry. Spawn. Spawn. Spawn?
Spawn of the devil. Did that come out of me?
Alright, guys. We're getting crazy here.
Mm-hmm. This reminds us of old shows going absolutely bonkers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
at least with those ones, we could edit it. People don't hear about trimming.
I'm not editing much of the live shows, though, so...
No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone. I think we're going to wrap this up. So, for Chronicles of Tyria podcast, episode number 52, 1 year later. I'm Lagywn.
And I'm Kaysee.
And I'm Naveen.
Don't forget to trim your bush, and we'll see you next time.